first carry for Christian McCaffrey.
And a solid run here as he'll pick his way down to the 42-yard line. 18 more yards there and another first down.
Well, no slow start here. A couple nice chunk plays back-to-back.
I love the momentum that they're showing here early because they did it both ways, right? Threw the ball on first down for a nice chunk of yardage. Came right back and ran the ball. Looks like they've got the defense set back on their heels. Let's see if they can keep this moving.
Back to the ground on first. It's McCaffrey. And he'll manage to pick up about 4. It's second down.
And that was a quality play to start a new set of downs. That was simply an offensive line winning the battle up front and winning in a big way and giving their guy in the backfield a nice lane to hit.
2nd and 6.
They stay on the ground. McCaffrey again.
On a nice burst there as he'll take this inside the 30 to the 28-yard line. Now this time they'll throw it. Here's Purdy.
And he went nowhere. He'll lose yardage back to the 29. He was unable to shake free there, and they'll cover him for a loss of a yard. And they're getting him involved early.
You feel like they saw something on tape, or they just have a sense with him because he's had a good week of practice or something in that area that they want him involved, just as you said. They want him to touch it either in the running game or the passing game, but they must like the matchups they're getting.
And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down.
John Kaminsky.
Give him the credit for the sack and a loss of 14 yards.
Now that's a heck of a moment for your first sack of the game, because if this long drive ends without a touchdown because of that sack, we're going to look back and say that might be one of the biggest plays of this contest.
Need something from deep in the bag of tricks here after first and second down went backwards. It's 3rd and very long.
Purdy.
Under pressure, and they got to him again.
The pressure from multiple guys there as they bury him for a big 9-yard loss. Now make that a second sack here on their first drive out defensively, and not to get ahead of ourselves, but they're on pace for double-digit sacks at this point.
Well, they're going to have to find a way to tamp that down, aren't they? So if you're the play caller, you're telling your quarterback maybe some screens, maybe some draws, hard count, use your voice inflection a little bit, anything to try and slow that pressure down.
Goff and this Lions offense set for a 1st and 10
at their 25-yard line. They'll start on the ground with Montgomery. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. Officially no gain on the play, and it's 2nd down.
Defensively, we always know that he is tough in run support, and I think the way that he gets there is he understands what an offense is going to do before the ball's even snapped. A great job of scouting prior to the game, then reading, reacting, and taking the right path.
Oh, his first throw of the game going to be intercepted. Picked up by DuBbD8.
And this return is going to be halted right around the 28-yard line.
Well, that's a drive killer right there. Not a really confident throw either. This one was kind of up for grabs, and it's going to come down the hands of the wrong team.
Purdy to throw it on first down. Slant route connects with Deebo Samuel.
And down inside the 15, shy of the 10. He'll get 17 on that one, and the Niners have a first down. Right after the turnover, they come out throwing.
And that means it's a sudden change situation. We used to practice it on defense. Sudden change, get out there, stop the offense. But you typically run out there a little bit unsettled. I think that's why he came right out throwing the football, hoping to catch them all.
And it'll be intercepted. Picked off by Cameron Sutton.
And the Lions are going to take over at their own 11-yard line.
Charles, not only is that an interception, it's one when you were really knocking on the door for a touchdown inside the red zone.
You're actually thinking points. No matter what, at worst, you're thinking kicking a field goal and getting 3. We might look back on this in the second half and say, you remember when they didn't get points on that drive? This could cost them.
The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. After the interception, here's Goff.
That'll be caught. It's St. Brown. Now inside the 25. Amon-Ra St. Brown. Touchdown, Detroit. Amon-Ra St. Brown. 89 yards. And the Lions take the early turnover and convert it into an opening touchdown.
Well, this is exactly where I expect teams to take a shot. Right after a turnover, you count on the defense being a little bit jumbled coming out on the field, maybe catch them back on their heels, and that's exactly what they did there. They threw it downfield and really created a big play.
Yeah, you said jumbled. They were the definition of jumbled defensively. One play and into the end zone. Riley Patterson now for the extra point.
And his kick is no good. An inauspicious start here kicking-wise as this one stays a 6-0 game.
6-0 our score after one.
Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away.
Ray McLeod to return. And he will be brought down here inside the 20. Good coverage as he's dropped at the 17. The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. And a close game like this, Charles, those interceptions like they had on the last drive could be costly. But here they've got another up. Oh, and his early struggles continue. Here's another one.
Oh, they try a lateral on the return, and now the ball's loose. And this is scooped up by the Lions. And he'll take this all the way down inside the 40. And, partner, I know hindsight's always 20/20, but, man, just in general, those laterals, they can be so risky, and we see the risk that can be involved right there.
And you just have to know, and we've seen it because we've been at a lot of practices, it's not something that's practiced very often. You know, in that situation, you don't see guys really working on it. Maybe like we're bringing the rugby guys in to help us with tackling. Maybe.
And nothing but green grass here, middle of the field. Touchdown. Jahmyr Gibbs, 39 yards. And the Lions are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead.
This time, the extra point up and good. And the lead now stands at 13. Here are the Lions now as they line up and kick this one away.
Returning from his end zone is Ray McLeod. And a nice job there on special teams to limit him to inside the 15 as he's dropped at the 14.
The San Francisco offense ready to start their next drive. They find themselves down 13-0 here as they try to get things started offensively. 1st and 10. A throw left side to start the drive is complete. And that's good for a gain of 6, and it's 2nd down.
McCaffrey running up the middle. And that play going absolutely nowhere as he's belted before he can get out of the backfield. Here's Purdy now on 3rd and goal. And this pass broken up. The contact well in time there. And now 4th down.
It's going to be another frustrating end to a drive here. This offense, they've not been able to get anything going in this first half. And now it's going to be time to gather on the sidelines and try to figure out what's going wrong. Who has an idea? Who has a plan? Time to implement it.
Out to his left. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over.
So from the 17 now, here's a 1st and 10.
A shotgun snap for Goff. And he's got his man. It's caught for a Lion touchdown. Jared Goff with his 3rd touchdown pass of the afternoon. As his guys have opened up a very comfortable lead.
Patterson now for the extra point.
flip it to the kicker. He looks like he's going to throw it.
Quick throw there is incomplete.
Well, I have to admit, I'm scratching my head a little bit here trying to make sense of what I just saw. Number one, huge lead. Just kick the extra point and be done with it. Number two, if you are going to go for two, just line up and go for it from the 2-yard line. Why make it so difficult? That's a long way to go to try and pick up some points.
The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. Here's McLeod from his end zone. And in hindsight, probably should have taken a knee as he only gets this out to the 16-yard line. The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. And we don't want to call this desperation time, especially in the second quarter, but you're down.
You don't want to.
No, but let me finish.
Okay, my bad.
You're down 3 scores already. You've done nothing offensively, nothing on the scoreboard. That's not a good combination.
I think you just called it desperation time. I think you did. But let's face it, you mentioned this to me in a break earlier in the game. The energy level hasn't been there right from the start. We've noticed that. They've got to find a way to get on their toes and start punching instead of retreating, to use a boxing analogy.
Now it's the fullback. This is Kyle Juszczyk. And he'll find a little space. He gets us up near the 10. They need 18 yards here on 3rd down. Purdy now to throw off the play action. Taking a shot for Samuel. And unable to connect. Incomplete. I'll give them credit. They took their shot, but it's going to bring up 4th down. Here comes the 49ers punter now. As the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. And from their own end zone, it's a fake. And this is incomplete. A huge gamble, and it does not pay off. They fake the punt. It doesn't work out. And now, boy, the ball's going to go over on downs here inside the 10-yard line. They'll run with Gibbs. And he's going to pull his way down to about the 1-yard line. It'll be a pickup of 8 and a good first step there with 2nd and goal coming up. Goff going to keep it himself. And just a short gain that time as they're able to get him down. After the run, Goff going to throw.
Oh, that's into a sea of bodies, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Diamador Lenore.
And he is not quite going to make it all the way in. They'll mark him down right about the 1-yard line. This is 1st and goal and a golden chance to get a score back here before halftime. Now a give to the big fullback Juszczyk. And he'll take this into the end zone for a San Francisco touchdown. Kyle Juszczyk punching it in from a yard away.
And the 49ers are able to make some inroads here to that deficit.
And from the 1-yard line, they didn't try and reinvent the wheel, do anything cute. They just gave it to the big back.
You almost get the sense that if you can't get it in from the 1-yard line with your big guy carrying the football, you'll question yourself the rest of the day. They got it done.
Purdy will throw for it.
And no, it falls incomplete. So the 2-point conversion no good.
So after the made field goal by Moody, he's back out to kick this one away. Here's Raymond bringing it out. And they'll get him down right around the 25, actually the 26 officially, so a net gain of 1 there.
The Detroit offense ready to begin their drive. And 2 interceptions already here in this first half. That's got to affect him a little bit, right? He's got to be thinking about it.
He's got to be thinking about it, but most of the good ones, they find a way to put it aside. They're not happy about it by any stretch of the imagination. They find a way to put it aside and continue to play their game.
Can he put it aside? Let's find out. They'll fake the handoff. Now Goff. And that'll be caught by St. Brown. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45.
Goff going to move his guys around a bit. That is caught by Laporta.
The Lions will use the first of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half. Goff on first down. Under pressure, and he'll go down. Sacked back at the 31. The Lions now going to use the second of their timeouts as the clock stops here with 46 seconds remaining in the first half. Throwing on second and long. Goff. It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
I know conventional wisdom says, hey, don't get it all back in one play. But sometimes you go ahead and try to. They tried to get it all back on that one. Weren't able to do so.
Meanwhile, on third down, they take a shot at the end zone, but it's incomplete. Well, he's been the guy already over 100 yards here in the first half. Could have had a lot more if he would have been able to haul that one in.
In fact, our statistician Marvin was already handing me a piece of paper with that yardage totaled on it. He thought that catch was going to happen just as you and I did as well.
Patterson's kick is good.
And that will extend their lead even further.
So 3 points there, and they continue to build this first half lead.
Yeah, every little bit helps. And the more that you can put together drives and start controlling the tempo, controlling possession, finishing with points, the better off you're going to be.
Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes.
The football will come out to the 25 as McLeod will not return it.
The San Francisco offense ready to start their next drive.
Well, not much time remains here in this first half. We'll see if they can get something out of this drive, at least a field goal. They could certainly use it down by 2 scores.
Now a nice play defensively on first down as this is knocked away and incomplete.
Well, they certainly did a nice job improvising there, extending the play, hoping someone would come open downfield, but they never did.
So the incompletion, and now it's 2nd and 10, again from the 25-yard line.
Purdy now to throw.
And this is caught. Jennings. And they nearly get this all the way to midfield. Mark him down at the 49. Now San Francisco going to call their second timeout as the stoppage will come with 23 seconds to go till halftime.
On first down, Purdy.
And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
Well, this is a half where not just the coverage, but the entire defense is setting the tone in this game.
Purdy to throw again on 2nd and 10.
And off his back foot, he'll heave this one deep.
Oh, everything falling apart now. Another one intercepted. Picked up by Afitu Melifonwu. And the Lions are going to take over here at their own 22-yard line. Well, Charles, you're so close to halftime there. You throw the interception. Not only that, you do give it to them in plus territory as well.
Yeah, they were pushing real hard to try and get something more on the board on their side of the ledger right before the half. Looking at it with 20/20 hindsight, though, might have been better to hand it off a few times, hoping to get something to break instead of putting the ball in the air and, of course, putting the ball in jeopardy.
And that one was relatively easy to see. I noticed that from up here.
Yeah, it doesn't take a whole lot, does it? Sometimes you get multiples. What I always love on these offsides is when each side points at the other. Hey, you did it. No, you did it. They deciphered that one correctly.
A final shot before break here. Goff. And for the third time here in this half, it's intercepted.
Picked off by Fred Warner, and he will be brought down on what will be the final play of this first half.
Time for a break. We've hit halftime. 2 quarters down, 2 still remain. We step aside. This is the NFL on EA Sports. Welcome back. Halftime over. We are ready for quarter number 3. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gordon. The Lions in the lead, and they're going to get the football first as well as the second half is underway.
Here's Raymond bringing it out.
And all deep in his own territory. He coughs up the football.
Oh, and one of the linebackers has got it.
So a teammate picking him up there, that was nearly disaster.
And the way that you coach these things, you want to make sure you have eyes towards the return guy because you want to make sure that the catch is secured. A lot of teams do that. They have at least one guy. Okay, you're responsible for making sure he secures the recovery, but he can always sound out the alarm. Hey, ball's on the ground. We've got to get it back.
Third quarter starting with a run from Montgomery. And he stopped immediately there. Call it no gain on the play, and it'll be second down.
If this defense wants to stay in this ball game, they've got to start ending some drives. That helps.
And they have to look ahead at what they expect the offense to do. And right now with that lead, that's run the football. So you don't just stack the line of scrimmage. You have to get upfield and try and make some plays in their backfield.
Here's 2nd and 10.
Williams, a man in motion right.
He'll get it here on the jet sweep. Oh, and this one may need to go back to the drawing board. He's going to be swallowed up right away.
Play action. It's Goff. And that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up 4th down.
I may be an analyst, but I'm also a fan. I love it when people take the big shots downfield, but he was under a lot of duress, and I think that forced the incompletion downfield. Didn't have a real good chance to find his target.
And he works it across the 25 before being tackled. A curious decision to go for it, but it pays off with a first down.
Goff going to shift him around.
They go play action here on first down.
He'll let this go deep for St. Brown.
And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete.
Zone coverage there, and they were playing deep. That makes it obviously a little bit harder to run by guys. And that time, there was not much of a window to get the ball in there, and it winds up incomplete.
On 2nd down, Montgomery. He takes this for 3 to the 29. In the first half, he was held in check on the ground, but despite that lack of production, they still have the lead.
Yeah, and they've got to feel fortunate about that. If they could actually get production from their lead horse, that would help open up this offense and widen this margin, too.
And he is going to have a Lions first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
On 1st and 10, Goff. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
Nice progress down the field was halted by that incompletion. They could try for some safe yards here to get things moving again, or keep throwing it and pushing it downfield to try and pick up bigger yardage.
Now a toss left side into the hands of his tight end. They get 7 out of that, so they're left with a 3rd and 3.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion. They would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication. And as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
And that is caught. Touchdown, Detroit. 4 touchdown passes now for Jared Goff, as his guys are able to push that lead out a bit further. So on 3rd and medium, they dial up the pass, and it works to hit the end zone.
And it's really not a surprise to me. That's a throwing down in the NFL because of how tough it is to run the football. But what offenses like to do is still show run formations to make them respect it and throw out of those. In this case, they took a nice shot at the end zone and made it pay off.
Yeah, the touchdown apparently wasn't enough. They're going to go for the onside kick here. And the 49er hands team does its job. The risk-reward of the onside kick, when you don't get it, the risk comes out to play, and here they gave up great field position.
And that's the key to everything, because you're trying your best to press advantages when you have them, and field position leads you to that type of play calling, and whether you want to blitz or whether you want to throw the ball deep, those types of things. Now that they've given up that type of field position, the advantage is switched to their opponent.
Looking to speed things up here, going with some tempo.
A 7-yard pickup.
Purdy now on 2nd down. Winds up and lets it go for Samuel.
And it's intercepted at the goal line. Picked by Tracy Walker.
And the Lions are going to take over at their own 2-yard line.
The Lions take over 1st and 10 at their own 2-yard line.
The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive.
They take over here following the interception. That's the good news. The tough spot.
Oh, that is going to be a safety.
Oh, and this one may need to go back to the drawing board. He's going to be swallowed up right away.
Every team has plays in their book to try and buy some room when a safety's on the table. But a big variable is how does each team deal with the pressure of executing in those situations. In this case, they didn't, and they gave up 2 points.
And this will be taken at the 13.
Purdy going to lead the 49ers to the line. 1st and 10
at their own 25-yard line. Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. Throw left side. McCaffrey's got it. And from the 25, they work this to the 29. A gain of 4. 2nd and 6, just inside the 30.
Out of the gun, Purdy.
Escaping the pressure right.
Boy, a dangerous throw there. Fortunate for him, it'll wind up incomplete.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down.
Back to throw, Purdy.
And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked by Tracy Walker. And he will bring it back. An interception return for a Lions touchdown.
And Charles, for this offense, those interception woes they kind of had in the first half have now followed them into the second half. And for this defense, they take advantage, turn that into a pick 6.
And that defense is in a spot now where they're thinking about ways to close this game out. And as confidently as they've been playing, I expect them to do exactly that.
Oh, and now they're going to fake it. This is caught out in the right flat, and he gets in. But no one was expecting a fake there, but they add 2 more onto their lead. And I guess the touchdown wasn't enough. They want the onside kick as well. And the 49er hands team does its job. And that's why you have your hands team out there on the field. Those are the best guys ready to make that play.
And let's face it, It was executed well. It wasn't a bad kick. It wasn't anything like that. Just that the normal outcome actually came to play. Analytics will tell you it's a very low possibility.
And hit behind the line. He lost the football. It's loose. Oh, and one of the linemen on the other side has got it.
Much like a running back going through the line, quarterbacks have to be aware of protecting the football as well. He left it exposed that time, wound up having it knocked free, but fortunately, had an alert teammate who was able to get it.
The 20, 10, touchdown, 49ers. Juwan Jennings, 44 yards. And the 49ers get a bit closer.
That touchdown was for all the fantasy people out there. May not change the final outcome, but some points were scored, and maybe some of the people at home are really excited to get those.
Moody good with the extra point.
And that'll cut the lead back down to 21.
So here's Moody back out there now to send this one away. Here's Raymond bringing it out. And ultimately he stopped right where he would have been if he had simply gone down to a knee at the 25.
The Detroit offense ready to begin their drive.
Still operating with a comfortable lead despite the score a moment ago as they begin 1st and 10. He's got a man complete. And he's going to be out of bounds inside the 25-yard line.
And as they come to the line, they will not be able to get off another play as time has run out on this third quarter. Now Goff on 1st down.
And the ball is knocked out. And now this is scooped up by the 49ers.
And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
You can admire his willingness to sacrifice his body to try and pick up the 1st down, and I do. But let's face it, you know his coaches are going to warn him about diving or extending for a marker for this exact reason. So much easier to have the ball knocked free when you're extended like that. So if you're going to dive, you got to make sure you secure the football, which he didn't.
And able to get this across the 20 before going out of bounds. 10 yards there to start the drive, and just enough by about the length of the football for a 1st down.
Let's go now.
Play action, and now here's Purdy to throw it.
This will be caught. It's Samuel. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. A really good pickup of 28 yards. So the ball moves into Lion territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 49-yard line. Up the gut, McCaffrey.
And he maneuvers up the middle for 3, and it's 2nd down.
Not a huge carry there on 1st down, but not all of them will be. But still, all in all, a positive play for the offense. It's all about picking up at least a few to set up what you're going to do here on 2nd down.
Throwing on 2nd down, it's Purdy.
Under a heavy rush, and down he goes. This offense on 3rd down today, not good. 0 for 4 thus far. This is 3rd and 11. The 49ers now going to use the first of their timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this.
Tough spot here, 3rd down and 11.
From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw.
Hitting Samuel on the slant.
And the tackle going to be made at the 41 as they stop him a few yards short of the 1st. So the completion results there in 9 yards. And that'll bring up 4th down. As expected, they're going for it to keep the drive alive.
Throws the out route and completes it to Samuel.
No reason not to try it there, and they do indeed convert on 4th. Felt compelled to go for it there on 4th down, trailing in the 4th quarter. They got it done.
And there's always a lot of pressure on a 4th down call. Doesn't matter the distance. Stop to get it done, as you noted, and they did.
And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. Now San Francisco going to call their 2nd timeout. That's going to leave them with just one remaining here in this fourth quarter.
2nd and 12. Purdy bootlegging it.
And the Lions pressure too strong. Down he goes.
Aiden Hutchinson
Able to get in there for his 2nd sack of the afternoon.
We all know he's one of the better quarterbacks in the league, but definitely not today. His team trailing by multiple touchdowns and a late sack. Just a parting gift from the defense for him to take back to the locker room with him.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Open man is Samuel, complete. Calling a gain of 6 on the play, and that's going to bring up a 4th down. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the fourth quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So coming on now is the field goal unit. They're going to try for 3, and he'll need all the leg he's got here. And this won't get there. Won't be on line either. It's no good. Off to the right, and this will stay a 3-touchdown game.
Well, Brandon, anything beyond 50, you start rolling the dice a bit. And once you get up around 57, 58 yards, and making it go down dramatically.
The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. And barring mistakes, they should be able to kneel this one out and finish it off. And there's only one timeout remaining on the defensive side of the ball, so that doesn't really come into play either.
He wants Reynolds way downfield. And this ball incomplete. Looked very much to be a catchable ball and could not hang on. 2nd down coming up.
I think it's fairly safe to call this game over, but they're still trying to bomb it downfield and add to their lead. Almost makes you start to feel for the defense and root for them a little bit too.
2nd and 10.
Go!
Throwing now, Goff.
And that's going to be caught by Peoples-Jones.
And all the way inside the 15 before they drop it. 39 yards the distance covered on the catch and run. So how about this for field position after the big play? Inside the 15 now as they come up on 1st and 10. From the red zone now, Goff. And in for the Lions, touchdown.
Jared Goff to Amon-Ra St. Brown. And the Lions have opened up a 4-touchdown lead here in the 4th.
Oh, they flip it to the kicker. He looks like he's going to throw it. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete.
I know they're not asking me, but I'll give you my opinion anyway. I think it's time to erase that play from the call sheet. I guess they figure with the big lead they can experiment a little bit. But all in all, just go ahead and put that play on ice.
Well, fourth quarter, they felt like they needed the football back. Unfortunately, they couldn't get it.
And I know we've brought analytics into the game, and someone has said here that the data says that when a team's expecting an onside kick, 80% of the time, the team expecting it, they do actually recover the ball, which is what we saw here. I just wonder if that number is much more of a anecdotal type of a number. Kind of like when the coaches tell us, well, when you score on special teams, 93% of the time you win the game. I'm still waiting to see that number is empirical.
56 yards on the ground for him now on 9 carries.
So 1st and 10 now from the 30. Again, they run. Again, it's McCaffrey. And that play went nowhere. Losing yardage. It'll be back at the 36. Now whistles here, and I think one of the big boys for the 49ers might have jumped.
So they accept the penalty, of course, and push the offense backwards a bit.
And that false start penalty certainly not helping their cause here. 2nd down and long.
Purdy with one final shot here.
And that will be incomplete as time has run out on this football game.
And as this defense walks off the field, they can do so with their heads held high. What a performance. Well, by the offense, too. I mean, really, Charles, just complete domination on both sides of the football here in this one.
Certainly was, and I think both sides compete against each other all the time. You go to each other in practice, obviously your training camps, your off-season. But on game day, you both want to show your best. And I think that's what we saw from both the offense and the defense, a complete team victory.
That'll do it for us. For Charles Davis and all our hardworking crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. For more, find us on Twitter @